From highways that span the continent to the largest wind power base in the world to other enormous infrastructures, China is showing what it means to do big things, and they aren't showing any sign of stopping. The nation is now set to construct a multi-billion century project that will take the country to another level. We will explore the project in this video. China is accelerating preparations for the largest water diversion project in history, the channeling of water from the Yangtze River to the drought-battered north, sources with the Ministry of Water Resources said. The country will construct 2 canals to connect the Yangtze River and the Pearl River, which are 2 busy and economically important waterways in southern China. A final decision on the project, which has been under scrutiny for decades, was made when experts warned that the shortage of water in North China is becoming more acute. Experts assure the public that they will start as soon as possible before water scarcity starts to restrict the sustainable development of the national economy. The deputy director of the Pearl River Navigational Bureau said that the construction of the Huai Canal and the Guangdong Canal was included in the draft plan on channels and ports on inner waterways being compiled by the Ministry of Transport. Li said at a press conference in Guangzhou, capital of Guangdong Province, the construction of the 2 canals could be completed before 2035 if the plan is approved by national authorities. The canals will divert water from 3 places on the upper, middle, and lower reaches of the Yangtze River. After completion, the canal projects will boost port construction, shipbuilding, industrial park development, and water tourism along the routes. The Huai Canal was initially built during the Qin dynasty, and it connects the Xiangjiang River, a major Yangtze tributary, and the Huai River, which flows into a Pearl River tributary. Its shipping lanes have not been used since 1975. Digging of the Ganyu Canal, which connects the Yangtze and Pearl Rivers, was first proposed in the Ming dynasty between 1368 and 1644. The Chinese government surveyed its routes in 1960 but dropped the plan for financial, technical, and other reasons. Now it's been picked up once again, and this time it will work. The Yangtze and the Pearl Rivers are China's longest and 3rd longest rivers respectively. Their deltas are home to China's 2 major industrial zones. If this mega canal is completed in 2035, its significance can be compared with that of the Beijing and Hangzhou Grand Canal. The canal will cost nearly $150 billion. You might be wondering why China has already constructed mega canals, most especially the Great Canal, which is even one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So what kind of development process would such a huge project experience that the Great Canal hasn't? For as long as we know, economic development has always been affected by natural factors. In ancient China, stories like Pangu opening up the world and Du controlling the floods were crucial for survival and development. But to improve our condition, human beings play a role in their subjective initiative. The construction of the Jiangxi and Guangdong Grand Canal manifests China's vigorous support for the shipping industry's development. Its completion will stimulate China's shipping industry. Some experts even argue that it will elevate China's economy to a new level. Water transport, known for its low cost and large capacity globally, holds a significant portion of global freight data, and China is no exception. Although China boasts a well-developed train and high-speed rail network, the transportation of many bulk goods relies on shipping. The southern part of China, where the water system is developed mainly on the Yangtze River and the Pearl River, concentrates China's shipping industry. However, the lack of direct connection between these 2 major water systems has hindered the shipping industry's progress. The development of these 2 grand canals was officially proposed in January 2021, marking the start of a project of this century. While proposed centuries ago in the Ming dynasty, it gained momentum in recent times with the joint efforts of Jiangxi and Guangdong provinces. Despite challenges and delays, the canal project has now become a beacon of hope for Jiangxi province's future development. In ancient times, Jiangxi province was known as the land of fish and rice, showcasing its prosperity in industry and agriculture. However, due to modern challenges like the absence of the Guangdong to Han Railway, Jiangxi province lagged in economic development. The Jiangxi and Guangdong Grand Canal would now represent a promising solution to overcome traffic difficulties and revitalize Jiangxi's economic prospects. For instance, the construction of the Beijing and Hangzhou Grand Canal has driven the economic development of the province, which will not be shaken for the next hundreds of years. Due to this canal, the main cities of Wuhan and Chongqing have become important fortresses for water transportation. This convenient transportation attracts goods, thereby stimulating the prosperity of the city and economic growth. That wasn't the only reason this canal is important. Drought is becoming imminent in the country. To soothe the worsening thirst in the yellow Huai River plains, which are the most important grain-producing areas in the north, Zhu Erming, top technological consultant of the Ministry of Water Resources, said the construction of the first phase of the canal's eastern and central stretches would start simultaneously within the next 5 years. Although Zhu's words were only a suggestion made in his latest report on the project for the decision-makers, it was the clearest timetable for the project's construction in 50 years of feasibility studies. The government will invest an estimated 130 billion to 150 billion yuan. The first 2 phases of construction will include the middle and eastern stretches of the canals, which total 2,400 kilometers in length. Beijing, Tianjin, and many other cities and regions along the canals are expected to benefit from the project. The development of history proves that the construction of the canal is the most beneficial project to promote the economic development of the surrounding area. With the rapid development of China's economy, the existing canals can no longer satisfy the rising demand. The southern section of the Beijing and Hangzhou Grand Canal, in operation for hundreds of years, often encounters traffic jams. The opening of the Jiangxi and Guangdong Grand Canal is like sending charcoal in the snow. It can not only solve congestion caused by heavy traffic, but also promote a significant increase in China's trade volume. However, they warned that many users, particularly farmers, will not be able to afford the water supplied by the project. This means that they may continue to pump water from underground, which is causing the ground to subside, something the project was intended to put a stop to. To settle the issue, Minister of Water Resources Wang He suggested that 2 types of water pricing should be adopted. Wang was confident that such a water pricing mechanism will not only ease the worsening water shortage in the north, but also press all of China's water users to adopt efficient consumption patterns. The Jiangxi and Guangdong Grand Canal is 1,318 kilometers long, surpassing the Beijing and Hangzhou Grand Canal. Being a natural water canal with minimal manual excavation, it's a cost-effective project. However, Chinese engineers face challenges such as connecting Tangjiang and Zhenxiang, Guangdong. The chosen location had moderate work for excavation, overcoming problems like mountainous terrain, low water flow, and ecological fragility. Despite Jiangxi's historical challenges in economic development, the Jiangxi and Guangdong Grand Canal brings hope. It offers a new flood discharge channel for Poyang Lake, fostering economic development and connecting China's major economic sectors. After completion, the canal's significance can be compared with that of the Beijing and Hangzhou Grand Canal, connecting China's 3 major economic sectors. It will transform transportation from land to water, reducing freight distances and costs, and benefiting China's manufacturing industry. This canal becomes a crucial component of China's entire water transportation system, ushering in a new canal era and acting as a driving force for domestic economic growth. The canals are expected to take 38 billion to 48 billion cubic meters of water from the Yangtze River annually. About 30 to 35 billion cubic meters of water will be available for industries, urban areas, and irrigation in North China when the canals are fully completed. Such an amount, which accounts for 5% of the Yangtze's annual flow, is unlikely to affect the river's ecological balance. Nevertheless, the water will be enough to make up for the water shortage in the yellow Huai He river plains, experts working with Zhu said. China's infrastructure strength has already become famous everywhere. With the development of globalization, China's economic level is developing rapidly, and the completion of this massive project will become a historical feat in water transportation. Could the Chinese government complete it at the projected time? Let us know in the comments.